anything useful my entire life. I left school, and what have I done since then? I've just found more and more ways to waste time, and I am sick of it. I am sick of it. I don't have any skills. I don't have any friends. I just had enough. I've just had enough of it all. I've had enough of it all. I've had enough of it all. I've had enough. I've had enough. What if I did something fun, something relaxing? That's a waste of time. Why do you have to waste time all the time? You're wasting time right now just thinking about wasting time. I just want to turn off my brain though. I don't want to have to think. Lazy, 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 lazy.
This year's not been great for me, to be honest. It started last year, really. Summer of last year, my wife, she fell and broke her back, and I had to go into hospital. She was in there for 3 months, and she had to have physio, and while she was in there she got sepsis, and it nearly killed her, to be honest. Anyway, they got her over it. This was around about October time, and she had to go back into the physio department for some more physio because she couldn't walk. I mean, she was disabled anyway, but she could walk around a bit, but she just couldn't walk. She couldn't even move her feet. And she was in physio for about another month or so. She came home in November, end of November, around about the 25th of November last year. But she had to have a stair lift and stuff because she just still couldn't walk. They just sort of basically did all they could for her. And I noticed over Christmas she was sort of going off again, becoming ill again. And the day after Boxing Day, I phoned an ambulance because she couldn't even get to the stair lift to get to the bed upstairs to the bedroom, and I thought it might be sepsis again because I know she slept on the settee that night in the front room, and I slept in the chair, so she wasn't on her own. But I did notice a rash appear on her arm and on her leg, and I thought, sepsis has come back again. That's what I thought. Anyway, they took her in on the 27th of December, and they put on a drip. They said it was sepsis she'd got again. It was caused by a water infection, as it was the first time as well. And she was just very confused, and she didn't know who she was or where she was. And she went in on the 27th, and around about the 29th, she had a faulty heart valve, which she'd had we knew about for about 10, probably even longer, 10, 15 years. And I don't know, it had got worse. And well, she's in there she's in there 4 days, from the 27th to the 31st, And then about the 29th, 30th, she started struggling to breathe. Just completely out the blue. She was obviously wasn't well and she was confused and not eating or drinking. And it just happened suddenly. She started going like that, like she couldn't breathe. She couldn't catch her breath. And I knew then it was over. And they kept on a drip. And then on the 30th, I got nobody told me what was happening. I mean, I sort of worked it out myself. And on the 30th, I got the dreaded what nobody wants to get. The doctor wants to speak to you in their office. And I just knew then, I thought, this is it. This is game over. And she called me in the office and said she's very weak and they don't think she's going to make it through the night, and if she does make it through the night she won't make it through the next few days. Her heart's failing. And they told me to go home and said, we'll call you if anything happens. And she was still sort of conscious then, but she was still like that, like she couldn't. I think she complained once about a chest hurting, chest pain. And anyway, I went home about 9 o'clock and went straight to bed to try and get some sleep, because I've been there all day, literally for about 12 hours. And about 5 o'clock in the morning I got a phone call. We think you better come back in because she's deteriorated overnight. And I went back in, and I got there about 20 to 6, and she passed away at about 10 past 6 in the morning. She was like she was asleep, but she was probably just unconscious. She had a face mask on but was still gasping for breath. It's the hardest thing I've ever had to do. Watch a person you love, you've been married to for 28 years. Watch her pass away in front of your eyes, and nothing you can do to stop it.
Please let me go. I can't. I'm starving now. I have no place to live, no place to eat. I have nothing now. Please take me with you. Please, I'll play. I'll play anything. I promise. I'll pay. These are my mom's. They're heirloom. The gold. They're cold. Take everything. Take everything from me. Just please, please take me with you. I will die here. Yeah. Take everything. I will die here of starvation. It's been 2 days since I ate. My head feels heavy. I'm getting dizzy. Please take me with you. Please take me with you. Please don't leave me, please. I need to go to the other side. I need to go. I'll pay as much as possible. I just need to go. I need a better life. Please take me with you. Please take me with you.
I think everybody experiences loneliness now and then. I think it's an inevitable part of being human. But we as social animals require interaction with other beings for our own survival. However, there are some of us who just don't interact. Not by choice necessarily, but simply the fact that they just can't connect. Not without trying, it's just people come, people go, and what you're left with is yourself. And that's when isolation comes in. See, when you're by yourself too much, it's unhealthy. Yes, you should be by yourself at times, and you should be with others at times. But the truth is, the moments that you want to be alone is when you should be around others. A lot of us don't really get a choice. And it's hard. Coping day to day is extremely hard because no matter what you do, you always feel alone. And true loneliness is something that doesn't just go away. You could be in a crowded room and still feel alone. That's when it starts to become painful. How to remedy this? You gotta find ways to connect. Put yourself in somebody else's shoes. Don't ever expect anybody to be in your shoes. Have empathy. Be compassionate. Be thoughtful. Be altruistic. To an extent, you don't want to be pushed over. But ultimately, it all boils down to how you feel on the inside. I think the best part of life are the moments that can be shared with others. If you can't have that, well, you start to feel lonely. And loneliness isn't healthy.
Hello, mommy. Don't worry, I'm fine. I'm at home. I'm in my room. I just want you to encourage me, make me feel strong. Yeah, things are getting very overwhelming recently and draining. Yeah, the racism and discrimination is huge. I know I have to stay strong. Sometimes they call me monkey. It's funny because I know I'm not a monkey. I know I'm beautiful. Just, no matter how positive I try to stay, there's still this hint of negativity there. Yeah. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for believing that I'm strong. Don't worry, I will. Stay safe. I love you too. Bye.
I know there are people that love me. They are in the next room, the next house, the next street, the next city. But I cannot help but feel alone. This is something that I struggle with. I know that people are here for me, but I can't bear to burden them with my problems. You're a man, don't cry. You're sad, toughen up. Stop being a princess. I have heard these things as long as I can remember, and as much as I try, I can't stop feeling this way. I tell people I'm fine because I cannot deal with letting someone else in. The pressure builds. It eats away at me, at my happiness. One day, I will tell my children, feel every emotion, embrace it. Let the world know your happiness, but more importantly, your pain. Don't be trapped. Don't be like me. Don't be like your dad. You need to be set free.
Hi. I don't know how to begin, really. I lost my son to COVID-19. My son died of COVID-19. His name was Charlie. He was 8 months old. Yeah. Yeah, he was beautiful. He was a beautiful baby. Yeah. He passed away. I named him Charlie because I loved Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. And I thought when I had him, I would sing to him the little lullaby in it, the Cheer Up Charlie song, which I did. I sang to him that song almost every night. I don't even know if he liked it. Maybe he didn't. I liked it very much. Yeah, so Charlie, he got sick, really sick. It started out as a extremely high fever, he was floppy and weak. He had rashes all over him. He had a little cough. We were being very careful because we had a baby. We were being careful. We stayed inside. Neither me or my partner was sick, and we were being so careful, and yet Charlie got sick. So at first I was hopeful. I thought, well, he's a baby. You know, the babies that are getting sick, they're getting better. He's young, he's strong, he can overcome this. I was wrong. Well, eventually we had to take him to the hospital. And they did the best they could. They did the best they could, but he kept getting worse. And I was there the whole time and I watched my son die. I watched my son die. And he was so little. And now it feels like above. It feels like the world's over. It feels like I don't have a soul anymore. It feels like the world as I know it is over. And it's never going to be the same again. It feels like the reason for everything is gone. And now we're just living in an empty world. Because if a little baby like Charlie can die for no reason, then what is the point? So this is something my partner bought when I gave birth to Charlie. And because we both love Disney very much, we both love it. So we thought, start him young. He wouldn't have a choice but to love Mickey Mouse and all that. And he slept with this in his cot in the corner, and I always thought he was like, because he's a health robot or something, he watches over the children. So he would watch over Charlie. Keep him safe, keep him healthy. But he didn't. The doctors did. Or they tried to. They tried so hard.
Life on the streets or in abandoned neighborhoods is not easy. The basic need of accommodation and having a roof over one's head does not apply here. Every person fends for themselves. There's no government benefits or handouts. If you are unemployed, you are doomed. I am unemployed and doomed. I look around daily for a place to lay my head. Anything nearby which can be used to protect me from cold weather, I use. This black packet is great as a blanket. It covers me during the night. It keeps me nice and warm. I'm able to put my feet and my legs inside and pull it up to my waist, or as far as I can get it up close to my waist as possible. And it provides that comfort and enables me to sleep. I have to look after it, otherwise I'll have nothing to cover me from day to day. This is my waterproof blanket, and I love it. I've got to make sure I don't tear it, because if I do, I've got nothing else to cover me and to protect me from the winter and to protect me from the bitter cold. My stomach is growling. Hunger pangs are gnawing at my insides. This lasts for about 15 minutes, then stops and starts again. I haven't eaten for days. Hopefully I'll find something to eat in this bin. I get lucky like that sometimes. People often waste food and throw half-eaten sandwiches away. I love it when they do that, because then I find these sandwiches and it becomes my dinner. This is where lots of my meals comes from. They fill that empty hole in my stomach. If I'm lucky, the bread hasn't turned fully green and yellow with mold. If it has, then I pull off those decayed bits and eat the good stuff. Unless I'm really hungry, then I swallow it all. I've tried to get to the bread before the birds get it, because then I'll have no source of food to keep me from starving. I found a nice dish. That's going to be my bowl. Yay. At least I can keep my bread in something. Now to find a nice place to sit and eat. Be nice and comfy and enjoy my dinner. And hopefully this will keep me nice and full for a few hours. And even better if it keeps me full for today and tomorrow. Then I don't have to worry about where my meal's going to come from tomorrow. It's still not bad. It tastes good. It's not too stale, so that's great. And I'm just thankful that I found this tidbit, because now I don't have to go to bed tonight on an empty stomach. Just hope nobody comes to come and get it off me, because I'm not the only one who's homeless. There's a few other homeless people around, and sometimes we fight over areas to find food. Sometimes we fight over food itself because it's in such short supply. There's a lot of us poor people on the road and on the streets. So it's yummy, this food. It's great that I'm having it, but I've just got to make sure others don't come and steal the small little piece of bread off me. That was just great. Wonder if I'll find anything more exciting. Milk. Wonder if there's any milk in there. Probably not. No. I'm not in luck here. No milk. Wonder what else is in that box. And in the bin. Let's see. Maybe I'll be lucky. Let's keep looking. May find something. Oh. Fizzy drinks. Let's see. Oh, there's a bit of a drop there. I could have that. Yes. Oh, that was great. That tasted good. That was great. Oh, wish there was more of that. A mouthful would have been good. It would have gone down very nicely with this bread. It's a bit dry, so it does get stuck in the throat. But yeah, that little droplet was fantastic. That was great. I love that. Okay, what's this? Packets. What could I use them for? 2 of them. Oh, I could put them on my feet. That's great. I can use them for shoes. Or even socks. Oh, this is good. This bin has got some good stuff. Oh, and they fit perfectly. Yep, now I need to just tie them up. Make sure it's nice and tight so it doesn't fall off. And they've got socks as well. Oh, today's been a good day. great day, and it goes very nicely with my sandals as well, so I'm happy with that. Yep, great fit, my size. Okay, that was great. Great bin. How to look after my blanket. Just make sure that it doesn't fly away, because that's where I'll be coming to sleep tonight. It's a cold and wet day today. There's puddles all over the show. Big puddles. And the rain just keeps coming down. Now it's not raining too much now, but give it some time. In the next few minutes, it's going to come down pretty hard. And that's going to be a bit difficult because I've got no place to sleep. Out in the streets when it's raining is not a great place to be at all. I'm going to freeze. And I'm going to be wet. While other people are in their houses feeling nice and warm, I'm going to be wet and soaked and frozen. That's not good. Maybe if I just sit like this, I'll stay nice and warm and the rain won't wet me too much if I don't move at all. I'll try and sit still for a while and hopefully the rain will pass. No, it's not going to happen. I'm going to need to see if I can find anything in the bin. I need my blanket and I need my packets. It's the only way I'm going to feel nice and warm and protect myself from this wetness. Okay, let's put on my shoes. Right, let's get the shoes on. Yep, otherwise my feet are going to get cold and wet and miserable. I'm just thankful I'm able to find these shoes, these plastics. It can fit into my sandals to cover my head, otherwise I'm going to get sopping wet in my blanket, my waterproof black blanket. I love these garbage bags because they provide a source of protection from the rain and the cold. Let's see if I can just get myself nice and covered so that I can stay warm. I'll try and sit still for a while so that the rain doesn't wet me. I'm probably going to have to sleep like this because there's no way I can lie in this wetness. I will have to when my legs start getting sore. But for now, I'll just try and sleep like this until I reach a stage where I'm going to have to lie down on this cold floor. It's damp, it's wet, it's a miserable day. Not good at all. I wish I was like other people who had a home that they could go to. A bed, a warm bed that they can sleep in. Don't know when last I had a bed, it must have been years. Sheets, a blanket, a pillow. Don't have those luxuries. I'll probably have to try and steal one from somewhere. Don't want to steal. Don't want to take things that others have worked so hard for. But I've got no job, I've got no money, and there's no way I'm going to get hold of a blanket and a pillow. Something decent to sleep on. I'll think more about that later, because I really don't want to do crime. But it's my only option right now. Let me think about that. Who knows, maybe in one of the bins I'll find a blanket and a pillow. Very unlikely, but you never know. Maybe close to Christmas time, people will start throwing away their old stuff. And then I can get my hands on a blanket and a pillow. Just check. Hope nobody comes to take my plastics off me. Because these plastics are hard to come by. I'll just keep sitting here and hiding from the other homeless people on the street. Because it's always a fight to get something that we can use. And these black bags are pretty in demand right now. You don't just find empty black bags that can be used as a blanket. Yeah, I wonder if I can get some of that rain to drink. Rainwater is good. It's not polluted. It's just not coming down enough for me to have quite a bit in my hand to drink. Let's see. Maybe I'll be in luck. That tasted good. Yeah. Maybe it'll come down a little heavier and I can have more water to drink. I will get wetter and more uncomfortable, but at least I'll have some water to drink. That's one good thing about the rain, that it gives us some water to drink. It's not easy to find water to drink if you're living out on the streets. So it's great to have the rain, but it also does make you wet and cold and miserable.
Another morning, another nightmare. It felt so real, just like the first time it happened. Just like I was back in Baghdad. Explosions, trucks, EMPs, fires, the gunshots, the loudness, the aromas. Another day, waking up like before. The torture. When will this ever end? I'm tired of waking up like this and feeling this way. I wake up every morning and I know it's supposed to be a new day, but it still feels like that day.
I'm just so tired these days. Tired of waking up. Tired of listening to the same crap news on the radio. Tired of this suffering. These never-ending lies that deeply within the roots of our society. The fact that we are controlled by the country, by its people in power over what we consume, the food, the information, and the rules. The laws, the media, this hatred that was brought upon the people. We are like outcasts. This blaming us for everything. I grow tired and sick of this. And I'm so disappointed with everything in life. Everything. The people. And myself. And myself. I'm tired of this country. We are blessed in this land and there's abundance of natural resources. And yet every day, we are only given so little. Life here is so frustrating. It's suffocating. I wonder what hope is there here. Oh, how I wish I had the chance to just live somewhere else and be free. Just be free.
I get these in the mail. Sorry, Warren. Your application has been declined. You do not have a steady income. That was for a loan. Dear Warren, we appreciate your effort in this application and your interest. However, due to inexperience, we found someone more suited to this role that you've applied for. Feel free to apply for other jobs that we have in future. That's my day right there. That's the bullshit I put up with. All the energy, all the effort I put into those applications, whether it be a job, a loan, credit card. For what? For nothing? Is this what life is about? Is this how my day-to-day routine should be? Is this fate just trying to piss me off. You know, just trying to get on my nerves, test me, push me over the edge. What did I do? What did I do to deserve to be in this position? What are the gods up there thinking? I try to ask, I try to pray, but they don't seem to answer my questions, do they? No. They want me to figure it out on my own. So this is what life as an adult is like. I know life was meant to be this hard. Oh man, mine is just fucked up right now. Have I hit rock bottom? Well, that's the understatement of the year. Well, there you have it. That's my day. I wake up, I eat, I shower, and then at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I am always anxiously waiting at the mail. Waiting for that mailman to come in and see if there's new opportunities, any replies from my applications. Some of these pricks don't reply at all. They just leave you in the fucking dark. And then I just wallow in my couch, drown my sorrows, snap at my wife if I'm in the mood, yell at my kids for no reason, then go home, then go to bed, miserable. Sometimes don't get much sleep because I'm that fucking stressed.
Hi. Yeah, I talked to my doctor. That last the last few weeks, it's getting a lot worse. No, it's all subconscious, you know. I'll look at myself in the mirror and it's like I don't realize that it's happening. I don't realize that I'm gaining all of this weight and that my face is getting worse, you know, and my hair is getting thin and greasy, and it's just in my head. It's just like, oh, I just subconsciously want to cover up now, you know. And I look at myself when I'm walking outside and it's been so long and I spent so much of my time and so much of my energy trying to just look perfect all the time, you know. And now when I go outside, I'm so embarrassed because the only thing I can think about is just people staring at me and thinking of, you know, they'll be thinking, oh, look at that big girl, you know, like that's a big girl, you know. They don't see me anymore, and then they'll see my face and they'll see how broken out my face is, and they'll just think that I'm like one of those like lazy girls who doesn't care about how they look, and they just, you know. And that's such a, and I don't even know how I don't even look at myself anymore, you know. I spent 3 days not even wanting to look at myself, and I didn't even realize it. I just got so tired
of seeing myself and being so disappointed, I just gave up. And then I looked at myself and I'm like, oh my god, it's like I'm getting worse. But I start today and I'm nervous because, you know, a lot of people in my family have this, and you know, you can get cancer because of this, and yeah, it's and I'm scared. I have so many things that are going wrong with me, you know, and I fainted not too long ago, and I get so worried. You know, and I'm trying to go out there, and I'm trying to do these new things. I'm trying to meet new people. I'm trying to make friends. I want to go into business. I want to do modeling. I want to do acting. But how often do you see a girl like me in magazines or in movies? You know, you watch any movie and you can't see one girl that looks like me. And then when you do, they're the fat, funny character. You know, and like, what does that leave for me? You know, and it's impossible to look like me and be healthy. You know, I must have like diabetes or heart disease. And they just think that I'm lazy and I don't take care of myself and I just shove my face with food. But in reality, I have health problems. You know, I have hormonal problems. And it sucks because I just feel like I can't be happy if I'm not skinny. Or if I can't be confident. And I feel like if I'm not skinny, if I don't have clear skin, if I'm not absolutely beautiful, then I can't do anything that I want to do. And I'm so ashamed of myself. I feel so ashamed. I thought that if I came to the UK and I traveled with my husband, that life would be better. Life would be amazing. I could see the new culture in the UK. I meet new people. Maybe I can finally go to school. But I was wrong. So wrong. I used to live in a really poor area in India, and nothing really happens there. No opportunities, no way to get out of poverty. We lived there and was just trying to scrap every day for food, scrap every day for clean water, and most of my sisters and cousins have been sold off for prostitution. And I thought I was lucky, thinking that I was able to go to the UK, but my husband turned out to be really horrible. He would abuse me, he would hurt me, he would like grab my arm and then hold it really tight and just pull me across the room. And I don't know why was he doing this to me? Why am I in a terrible situation? I thought I was gonna be better. I thought life would be better. At times I feel like I want to kill myself because maybe that would be easier, maybe that would be a nicer place to be than this place, the UK. I don't know what to do anymore. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to stop him from hurting me, stop him from all the mental abuse. I just hope one day that I will be happy and have a family like I wanted. I wanted a big family, and he just doesn't want to have any children. And I'm thinking, what about what I want? What about what I want to do in life? He doesn't take into account anything that I want to do. I think I'm gonna try again to kill myself tonight. I'll see you in heaven.
Mom, stop. It's true. Don't say it didn't happen. It's true. I never told you. You would think that abuse is something you can get over with. And your family doesn't. They don't even accept. They don't even believe you. They don't even trust you that it happened. Especially if you're a man. You don't supposed to say that. You don't supposed to experience this. And you just left by yourself somewhere in the world dealing with this, talking to yourself. It's all good. It's all good because it's a lockdown. It's not good. It's not good. I'm sick of it. Sick of endless suffering from the past, something which should never happen. Abuse. Man abuse. And then I end up with this. Just the fucking pills and myself. Talking about this forever. Therapist, with the friends, with the victims. Does it have to be the part of my life? Why life is so much, there's so much suffering. There's so much suffering. I need to forgive myself.
Hi everyone. I feel like human suffering in the world in this day and age could be even things as simple as having to have a secret pet in your apartment because your real estate landlord says no pets. And you just go, what about all the pets all around the world that need a home? And it's just not right. Yeah, you just really question some things on this planet that are just normal, and I find that really just kind of not fair, to be honest. So my pet rabbit has been like a secret rabbit this whole time. Every time I have an inspection, I have to hide him because otherwise I try and find defects, and then so they try and give you a list your bond back and just all this stuff, and it's always just like comes back to money. And that's what's disappointing in this world to me, is that money is kind of there and then it's gone, but it holds so much prominence and grip on this whole capitalist society. But money is always constantly there and gone. You're not, like, it's not something that is just always going to be there. So the fact that this world puts so much prominence on money, just a little bit, yeah, it just makes me feel a little bit empty. And I found that more when I became an adult. When I was a child, when I didn't really know what makes the world go around so much yet, I wasn't, quite aware. But as an adult, yeah, I've just really noticed that. And it's, I think it creates a lot of human suffering in the world.
I went for 5 weeks. 7 months later, my baby was born. I was still there. It took me 2 years to get out, fighting to get away from that prison. But I was in a prison, within a prison, within a prison. When I went there to meet his family, I'd learned Arabic, a little bit, but I'd learned Arabic. And when they spoke to me, I couldn't understand a word they said. They spoke a dialect that I didn't know. I couldn't cope with the diet, and it was so foreign to me. It was so strange. I didn't have a cast iron stomach. I couldn't drink the water. It was unsafe, but there was no other water to drink. There were no shops. There were no shops. How people lived. They went abroad. They were allowed 200 dinar. And with that 200 dinar, they brought back stuff. But when I went over for 5 weeks, I didn't take stuff because I thought I was going to find it all there. So when my baby was born, I was underweight. There was no meat, fish, eggs, cheese. She couldn't drink my milk. I couldn't get formula. There were no nappies. I couldn't get sanitary towels. And this need to be heard, to be understood, I just wanted a bit of company. I wanted somebody to talk to, someone to listen to me and not judge me, somebody to speak to in my own language, not be misconstrued when I spoke in their language that I was getting wrong because I didn't have the cultural nuances. And when my baby was born, I got postnatal depression like I don't know what. And the baby cried, and I cried, and 3 days after she was born, I heard a storm, and I wanted to bring the nappies in off the line. I heard thunder and I could see the lightning, and by the time I'd gone to the roof to get the nappies down, I realised it wasn't rain. The thunder was the rumble and the exploding of bombs, and the lightning was the flash of the bombs striking the targets and that scream of aeroplanes scraping over the rooftop and screaming, and houses were pockmarked. In every street, people were crying. It was 3 days before I found out that the aeroplanes that had bombed had come from where I live. They'd bombed all around me. And because the planes came from my country, my family-in-law was scared. They were so petrified and paranoid. So the ostracization intensified. And I had nobody, literally nobody. It was me and my baby. My husband was working away. He was over in Tobruk, right near to the border with Egypt. And it was me and this little baby. And she cried because I didn't have milk. I cried because I couldn't feed her. I wanted my mom. I wanted a bit of familiarity. I wanted a friend. I wanted somebody to hold my hand. I just wanted to connect with somebody, and there was nobody. There'd be a tap on the door, and I'd open the door, and there'd be a plate of food just pushed against the door. They didn't even want me to go down and sit with them and socialise with them, talk to them. And I felt like such an outcast. And I was so lonely, and my depression was so bad, and I was so isolated. There was nobody to touch. So I'd put my hands around myself, and I'd hug myself, and I'd rock backwards and forwards, and I'd comfort myself because there was nobody else to comfort me. And then I came back, and I know there are people there who are still going through this, who are lonely, who are imprisoned, in a prison within a prison, and a prison within their mind. I don't know what to do with them. And they have to stroke themselves and hug themselves because there's nobody else to help them.
Basically, an African American man called George Floyd. He got stopped by the police. He got put face down on the floor while he was restraining, and basically policeman put his knees on his neck, and while his knees was on his neck, as the minutes were passing by, the 1 minute, 2 minute, 5 minutes, he was screaming out, saying, I can't breathe, I can't breathe, I can't breathe, until the minutes came closer and closer to 9 and 10 minutes. His voice slowly faded away, Eventually his soul left his body. This is unbelievable. The suffering around the world is beyond words. There's no words in the dictionary to describe the things that are happening in this world. The man, African American man George Floyd, he has many relatives. He has a mother, he has a father, he's a father himself, he probably has cousins, and you just take his soul just like that. You just get one life, and his life is taken away just like that. You kill one life, it's like killing the whole of humanity. Like, there is no value for a human being in this day and age. There's more value for materialistic things like phones, iPhone 6, iPhone 5, 10, you name it. Technology, they have more value because people are being robbed, people are being killed at gunpoint or knife point because of their valuables, because they matter more. It's unbelievable. So the suffering around this world is enough. It's enough suffering to make a grown man cry. It's way too much. So we need to unite, not divide. We need to unite, and we need to show love. We need to replace injustice with justice. Because the world is not looking good. It's just too much arrogance. People just abusing their powers. The police, they're abusing the power because they are the policemen. The medical team, they also abusing the powers. Just because someone has a uniform on, don't think they are good or bad people. There are good and bad people in every single community, every single race, every single religion, every single employment sector. So let's not get brainwashed by seeing people's uniform. The only way we can see someone, we can know someone, when you have given power or money.
I'm sorry for speaking my language. It was my mom on the phone. I had to pretend I was happy. I can't show I'm suffering to my mom. So is this happiness or just a mask? It's easy to judge one by their looks, right? Well, when it comes to feelings, why can't you see it? Emotions can be felt when actions are shown, right? So pretty face, smart looks, beautiful eyes, and a big smile in my face. But before my physical, can you tell me the structure of my being? What was my feelings? What was my base? what made me who I am, and mostly important, is why am I here? In your country. We call it planet Earth, but we created boundaries. We drew lines. I'm in your country now. Yeah, that line we drew as humans make me different in your eyes. So why am I suffering? Why am I here? Suffering is part of life, right? You know that. And being away from my native country is one of the hardest life decisions I made in my life. And many others have. Imagine not having family around, or your childhood friends, someone's door to knock on when you need it. Why did I leave my country? Easy question, right? Instead, why don't you ask me why I chose to escape? Escaping my native country was my only option. Why would one give away the sunny days all year round? The great food, the family, the friends, being able to express yourself in your native language so beautifully. Instead, to have cloudy days. Learn a different language, work in a job you don't enjoy, feel lonely, feel left out among others. Why do we do it? The answer is to escape something worse than all that I have mentioned. That's why we do it. That's why we sometimes seem a bit off. Why we're quieter than you. You have your sufferings, we have ours. Don't judge, ever.
I don't know what to do. I feel like no one really cares about me anymore. I just feel like my whole world is over, like no one gives a shit or nothing like that. And it's just like, I feel like my life is just trembling. You know, some days I'm happy, some days I'm not, and you know, it's just, I feel like I'm very confused, you know, just the whole obstacles, and you know, I feel like my friends only call me when they want something, or I feel like my family only call me when they want something, and I'm feeling all alone, like I'm just not needed. I feel like I'm just a useless tool, and I don't know what to do. I just feel like I just feel like I have nothing in me. I feel like I'm just wasting my life, and I don't know, why am I still doing here? And I just don't know. I feel a bit like, what can I do just to keep myself happy? And I just don't know. I'm so depressed, and I feel like it's just like, why is everything changing so much? Why is everything changing so much? Oh God, I just don't know what to do. This is not the life I want. The life I signed for.
Hi, my name's Wendy. A few years back I was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease, and it's getting to a point now where I probably have to go in care because I don't have any family members to help me or look after me. It makes me really nervous because not only nervous about COVID, but I've heard some really bad stories about nursing homes and how awful things can happen to people. But I'm not financially equipped to really make too many choices, and it's getting to a point now where my Parkinson's is starting to get pretty bad, and I'm not coping on my own at all. So as much as the thought terrifies me to go into a nursing home, I don't really have a great deal of choices right now. And I'm just going to have to do it. And I'm really, really frightened about it all.
It's just I'm selfish. I have bipolar. I'm angry all the time. I'm moody. I'm a bitch. You don't want to be with me. What the fuck do you want with me? I don't know why you want to be with me, dude. Like, I wouldn't even want to be with me. I'm fucking annoying as shit. I'm angry all the time. I change my mind all the time. The reason why I don't even want to buy a house and I'm almost fucking 30, I don't want to get married, is because you need a family to live in a house. I don't have that. I don't want to become more depressed than what I am already. Cutting the grass, shoveling the snow, taking out the trash, all for what? To have 3 extra rooms? And it's just me? And I don't want to have kids either because I'm not ready to have a kid. I'm almost fucking 30 and I haven't done anything with my life. I haven't done anything worth anything, dude. I'm nothing. I'm fucking nothing. I'm fucking trash. You say I'm beautiful? I'm fucking ugly, dude. This fucking COVID shit's got everybody depressed. It's got me depressed. My face is full of fucking zits. I'm fucking trash, bro. I'm hungry all the time. All I eat is fucking oatmeal and protein smoothies. And yeah, I'm fucking broke all the time, bro. I live in my fucking car. I live in my fucking car. I take showers at fucking Planet Fitness, and this corona shit has totally complicated everything. I can't even take a shower for like 2 fucking months. I would go to a fucking river, bro. Fucking embarrassing. I'm at fucking Walmart fucking washing my armpits in the fucking bathroom. Oh, and this other hobo lady's looking at me like what the fuck am I doing? Just because I look clean? Just because I'm in my workout clothes? No, because it's fucking hot and I still gotta work out and all I have to eat and live for is fucking C4 and protein powder and oatmeal. How fucking pathetic is that? Why don't I go to food banks? Because I got so much fucking pride. I'd rather starve than ask for help. That's how my mom fucking raised me, dude. To be fucking stubborn, and if I'm struggling, struggle. Feel the pain, suffer. That's me. That's how she raised me, to be a fucking stubborn ass bitch, and that's why I don't want a boyfriend, and who the fuck would want me? You're better off without me. My parents tell me to save. You have money, you could save. You don't even have kids. You don't even pay a house. If only they fucking knew. I have so much fucking school debt that I didn't even fucking finish. I have school debt. I bought a motorcycle that I don't even know how to fucking ride. All I have to live for is a fucking dream, CrossFit and motorcycle riding. That's all I have. I am nothing. I have nothing. I am nothing, dude. I have nothing. I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do.
I can't forget the time when the partition of India happened. It was 1947, yes. The country divided into 2 separate countries, India and Pakistan, on the basis of religion. Can you believe the country, a beautiful country like that, divided into 2 separate countries just on the basis of religion? And during that time, when the partition happened, people just ran amok. They killed each other. They wanted to go to the other side of the border as early as possible. They left everything behind. Their belongings, their houses, their fields. And you know what? can't believe that they also left their family members, their children. That was the cruelest moment in the history of mankind. The devastation which happened. Many families got disturbed, many children, many people got killed. Elderly people could not survive. They died of famine, they died of hunger, they died of injuries. And on top of that, people just killed each other. No, that shouldn't have happened. And I also killed someone. I can't forget that. I killed a breadwinner of the family. I am ashamed of myself, truly ashamed. That shouldn't have happened. The bodies strewn all around, the blood, the limbs, everywhere. On the streets, in the market, in the houses, people burnt each other's houses, killing each other. Burned alive. No. That shouldn't have happened.
Imagine trying to go outside and your mind is tricking you into thinking every single thing and every single person out there just wants you to suffer, wants to cause you harm, pain, everything you can think of. And the mind turns against you. What else can you honestly do? I mean, think about it. If you lose your mind, the body then follows. If you lose your mind, you lose yourself. Imagine if you were living a nightmare every single day of your life, since a young age. Do you reckon you could cope? I have lived that nightmare. I've had things I love get turned against me by my own mind. I've cried, I've been frightened, I've been scared, and there's absolutely nothing I could do about it. Medication. Unfortunately, for someone like me, it's the only way we can get through a day. It's the only way we can feel some semblance of normality. The fact that everyone I've ever known looks down on me. Why? I don't know. I guess it's because without this, they're scared of what I could possibly become. I'm sorry. But this is my life. This is the only way I can help myself.
Hello? Hey, Dr. Matthews, hey. What are you doing calling me already? The pharmacist sent me the prescription. I'm good. What? No. No, that's not right. You're wrong. No, listen, you told me after the 5 years... You told me on my wellness check, you told me 5 years ago with stage 4 cancer in my stomach, that it was gone. You told me. I heard you tell me that. You're lying. You're lying. You promised. You promised. Yeah, I'm here. How long? Stage 4 now. How long? 3 months. 3 fucking months. You promised me it was a 90% success rate. You absolutely friggin' promised me. How could you do this to me? No, the grandkids are not here. No. Yeah, I understand. Yeah, I do. I've always had to fight all my life. The moment I grew up, I was poor. My father, he never let me forget the fact that it was my fault that they were so poor because my mom should have had an abortion. That didn't break me. My dad was a drunk. He would smack my poor mother around, and I would hide in the closet. That didn't break me. She cried. She was so sad, all the time. She could never please him. And then there was that one day that she actually caught him with her best friend. And he left. And he left. He left. He left us with no money, no car, no food, and an eviction notice. That didn't break me. When I was 16 years old, my mom took her own life. She always said, he didn't love her and he couldn't. So I lost her at 16. That didn't break me. I ended up in and out of 10 different foster homes before I was of age. But you know what? School was major, so I dug in and I got honors and I got a scholarship and I was allowed to go to a college and be like someone normal. And that didn't break me. I met my husband. And we had kids. He's gone now, but I had a good life. That didn't break me. About 10 years ago, I went to the doctor's with my daughter. I had an appointment at the same time. Hadn't been feeling well at all. Severe nausea, even sometimes I would throw up blood. And that didn't break me. I was diagnosed with stage 3 stomach cancer way too early. And that didn't break me. I remember doing all the silly cancer marathons or fundraising. The hope there would be a cure. It's 100 years. 100 100 years of research only to be disappointed. That didn't break me. You know, when I got my cancer, I was then approved for these trials, you know? I was so excited. I was so excited. I was in the placebo trial. But that didn't break me. A 5-year fucking checkup. 5 years, I've been good, I've been blessed. And now, stage 5, stomach, stage 4, there's too many stages. Stomach cancer. 3 months to live. And no treatments will work. I don't have anyone anymore. My disease is old. It has been for years. My real friends fucked off, right? God is my witness. This won't break me. This will not break me! This will not break me.
Why I have my face like this? I'm so fucking tired of the fucking magazines. They are trying to tell you you need to put this fucking mask. You need to wash your face with this. I got this. You need to use this. You need to put this fucking on your face. It's the same. It didn't change. The same. So tired to live every day in the same way. So tired to see all that people eating dead animals every fucking day. You know, the animals have feelings. You need to love the animals. This is a dog. What is the fucking difference of a dog and of a pig, of a cow, of a chicken? There is no fucking difference. I'm so fucking tired of this fucking world. You know, I fight every fucking day. I can barely sleep. I don't want to wake up. I go to look at my fucking face, it's the same. I'm just getting older every day and the fucking world doesn't change. I'm fucking... Ah! If I can only be invisible, if I go outside. I feel so tired. I'm tired. Because no matter what I do, this world is not gonna change. People are fucking selfish. They don't care about others. They are not kind. The society are so concerned about their own fucking beauty. And they are not concerned about how ugly they are inside. I want to go out. But I want to. I want to. I want to go out. I want to go out. I want to go out. But I can't. Because I feel that I cannot breathe if I'm going out. I can't. I can't. Yeah. I can't. You said I shouldn't be angry. You said I shouldn't cry.
You said I should calm down. Well, how can I, therapist? How can I? Just tell me how do you expect me to calm down? How do you expect me not to be angry? How do you expect me not to cry? You don't know what it feels. You don't know what it feels to hate yourself. You don't know what it feels to be called ugly and a monkey. You don't even know what it feels. You don't know what it feels, do you? No, you don't. You don't know what it feels to be afraid of the world. You don't know what it feels to lock yourself in a room and wish there was no one there. You don't know what it feels to wish you were not even in existence. Therapist, tell me why. Tell me why I shouldn't be angry at the world. Tell me why. All these days, I've been living in pain. I've been living in fear. I've been living in fear of how am I going to grow? How am I going to live? What will my future be like? What? Of when will the world accept me? When will people see me as one of them? And every day I wallow in pain. By each day that passes by, I wallow in pain. And I wish things were different. Therapists, tell me, why will things not change? Why? I want to know why. I want to know. Every single day I live in fear. Every single day. Do you know what that means? Do you know what it means to live in fear of what people think about you? When will they love me? When? I ask myself, when will they see me as one? When will they stop mocking me because of my skin color? When? When will the world accept me? When will they see me as beautiful? When will the racism stop? When will they accept black as beauty? When will I stop living in fear of going out because of the fear of being shot one day? Maybe some white policeman will think I'm the suspect of something, and just because of their races, they shoot me without even confirming the truth. I'm even tired of crying. I'm even tired of locking myself up. I'm even tired of living in isolation. I'm tired. I keep thinking, I keep asking myself, what will tomorrow bring? Where will all this stop? When I go on social media, I see a lot of things. A lot of hate speeches, a lot of things people say about us. They say we are black. They say we are criminals. They say we are ugly. And if they think black are criminals, how will I find a job if I finally graduate from school? How? If everyone thinks black are criminals, how will I face society? What if I decide I want to work in America? Who will give me a job? What if I say I want to go to London? Will they insult me? Will I get shot because I'm black? They call us black monkeys. And I began to hate my skin color. I wish I was white. You see, therapist is not that easy. It's not that easy as you think. It's not easy to calm down. It's not easy not to be angry. The world is cruel. People like me, no, we are not accepted. They say we are ugly. They say we are monkeys. They say we are black, and black is not beautiful. Racism. And I end up being depressed. I end up crying. I end up asking the Creator. The Creator, why did you create me this way? Why can He not change me? Can He not make me white and beautiful so that I'll be accepted, so that I won't be limited to opportunities, so that I can travel freely without people harassing me or taking my bags because of I'm black and they think I'm a criminal? Why is humanity this wicked? Are we not created equally? Are we not? Simply because we are black. What is the difference? Just the skin color. We have 2 hands, we have 2 legs, we are the same. Just the skin color. Sometimes I want to rip my skin apart. I don't want to get married tomorrow and give birth to children and my children face the same thing I'm facing today. Stop the racism. Therapists tell me, when will the racism stop? When will things change? When will society accept us? When will we matter? When will we matter? When will Black Lives Matter?
Hi there. This doesn't feel real. I lost my dad. It's all a bit of a blur, really. I'm in his house, well, him in my mum's house, and I just come back from his funeral. It's like a little bit of a blur. It's like a physical hurt, but it's like unreal. It wasn't that long ago. My mum had cancer and was tended for at home, and Dad and I would look after her because that's where she wanted to be. He wanted her at home with him, and that's where she wanted to be. And basically we missed her a lot when she went, and he carried on, but he was really lonely and really missed her for so much, bless him. And he was lost without her. And this is about a couple of years ago. But just about a month ago, my dad started getting pains in his chest and was taken off to hospital. And I sat by his bedside, and I held his hand, and he told me he loved me, and then he was just gone. It's odd. I could still see him and touch him, but I knew he was gone. And I had to arrange the funeral, and now I'm back in the house, having to go through all their stuff, really. And I want to hold him. I want to smell him. I still can't believe this is true. I know I will live on in him. And my children will live on in him. So in a way, he will carry on. And we will never forget him and all the people that loved him. I'm going to say bye for now.
How can I ever forgive what's happened to the world these days? I mean, I don't know. You turn on the TV, everything goes wrong. From deaths to COVID to the uprisings. Unbelievable. The kidnap and murder of Sarah Heard. I mean, as a woman, you're always walking and looking behind your shoulders. You never know what's going to happen. Always going to be careful. And always a fear of someone being after me, someone watching me, not knowing. I mean, some things are, come on, who are we kidding? They're premeditated. So many things are planned. I mean, I really sometimes think, so much corruption in the world. How does governments exist? How unfair is it? I've always worked so hard, didn't even get paid well, tried my hardest, and they misunderstand me. Couldn't even hold my rent. How could it be so devastating?
It's been a tough time these days, when always hearing gunshots in your ears, people screaming and shouting all over the city because of war. This war took away our peace and our freedom of movement, and now we live our lives in fear and panic. Innocent people died because of this war. I lost my loved ones because of this war. There is no food, there is no water. People lost their jobs. Now we live our lives in bush. We now sneak into our own home, living life like fugitives because of war. There is no peace. And this time, I don't know what to do than to escape from my own country. How would life be? Where am I going? I'm going to start everything new again. I have to leave my loved ones behind, my siblings and my friends. And what will happen to them? What will happen to them? Will they die? Will they also escape? Will they be able to survive this war? Now, I don't know what to do again than to escape.
I have dealt with so many different kinds of depression throughout my life. I've never experienced anything like this before. You know, been through trauma, been through heartbreak. I've had so many moments where I just want to die and fall apart, like I've been suicidal. I can't even think. I've had so many bad moments of depression, and so many bad moments which have led me to hurting myself. I can't even say this person's name anymore because this has gotten that bad. I can't say their name, I can't look at anything, but they dumped me on Tuesday night. And she won't talk to me. I've left 2 messages just asking for a better explanation than just having to go away for herself. People need a break to look after themselves, I get that, but you can't just shut someone out like that. Especially after being told that they don't want me to be heard ever again. That's what they just fucking did. I haven't stopped crying. Not crying now, somehow. It was a second ago. I can't eat, I can't sleep. And I'm talking too fast, but I can't think. I can't function. I can't eat. I can't sleep. And this is from someone that I didn't fall in love with. I didn't get attached with. But built so much with. And they've now just shut me out. And even though I got some answer, I feel like there's more. I'm so afraid that I'll never know why. Because as much as I don't want it to be completely over, I have the worst gut feeling that feels so certain that she's really never gonna talk to me again. And I don't know why. I don't know what I did. She said I didn't do anything. Why not talk to me at all? I don't know what to think. Or if she cares. But I've never felt so lied to and so led on.
Poor children, without a clean water, without food, and their mother, there's nothing to give it to them. Why are we depending on money? Why are we depending on money like this when we watch people in Africa without a shelter? I just watch a mother warming up with her own children, with her body, on this ring. And yes, we keep on saying, we are giving. This money, this charity is for children in Africa, but there's no changes. It's been years and years we're giving money for charity to help poor people in Africa, but there is no changes. What are we doing? Who shall I go? As I grow up, I always tell myself I will do so much different when I grow up. I will help people. I'll make sure that I tell everyone who is rich to do some changes. But I can't. I can't. Because everything that I have to tell, it's what I've been told. I can share my own story. I can tell you how I feel. because I have to deliver what I've been told. But just watching what I just saw, I don't know what to say. I feel hopeless. Because no one wants to do some changes. Because no one willing to help Africa. Because Africa have to stay the way Africa it is. It have to be under us. Because once, we don't need that money. We don't need money. We can do some changes. The government doesn't need money. They know how to do this, but they don't want to do it. Because they want Africa to keep on being Africa. They want the poor people to keep being poor. The rich get more richer. I do feel for them. If only we can do some changes. If only we can do some changes and change all this government and put someone who willing to change. I believe that we need someone young. A young generation that they can change the world. A young generation that they have a fresh mind to do some changes. Young generation, they will be helping our world, will be different.
I wonder to myself, why do we accept this? This life of suffering, of isolated humanity, us all in our little boxes, divided, fighting each other over things that don't really matter, following in the footsteps of our forefathers, those who wouldn't even understand the aspects of our lives now, and yet we're still following their rules. Why? Why do we do it day on with such a happy smile? When we know all around us is this suffering, everywhere. People starving, people dying, living lives of misery. And I remember as a child I was told by my parents that this is the way it was, that there was no other way. We couldn't just print money to give to people out on the streets who had nothing. We had to take their houses away. This was the system that we lived in. This was life. There was no other way. Any other way was chaos. And I believed it. I followed in those same footsteps. I learned the same system. I parroted the same lies. Only till I grew and saw everything around me. In my mind, I saw all the suffering out there. I could take it no more. I wanted to end it. What was the point of living in a world like this? How could I be a part of this suffering? Because I am, by saying nothing or by following the same footsteps. What kind of a man am I when I know what is wrong and yet I follow it with a smile on my face? Why do we do it? Because we know no better. Because we're brainwashed as children, shown the same books, the same lessons, the same stories, the same parables. Until we too become part of the system and can never change it. Because every time we try to think of a way, it goes against our core programming. So we allow the suffering, we give charity to make ourselves feel better. to try and alleviate the problem, but it's just a band-aid because it's not solving anything. Hundreds of years of charities, trillions of pounds, and yet still people starving. The same places, the same people, the same kind of suffering. On and on and on. Never ending. How long do we need it to happen before we make a change? Before we find the root cause of this problem? Or we don't. We just carry on. We just pretend it doesn't exist. We just live our lives because we're okay. We're the lucky ones. Who makes the change? Truly only those in power and with money, and those people who are looked up to. Those whose voice is heard. But our little voices will never be heard. They will just be mocked and laughed upon and discarded as if they mean nothing, except everyone knows deep down that the core message that we all speak is the truth, is love. We are this divided and isolated humanity. We've created words for everything around us, a system to live within. Every single country has a police station, has a school, has a government. Uses the same names for objects that we found here. We don't know that a lion is a lion or a tree is a tree. We gave them those names to make ourselves feel reassured. We don't even know why we're here, who we are. We're given a name at birth that's not even ours. A family name to keep us boxed in, to keep us only caring about those directly around us, despite us all being one human being, only one race, not divided by ethnicity, not divided by country, not divided by colour of skin, not divided by political parties or wealth, not divided by anything, because we all are one. We are all human beings. We are all each other's brothers and sisters. That is our only family, our true family. But we will continue. We will never make the change. We will always be this way, this selfish, greedy way, of never looking truly inside ourselves and making that change. Those in power and those with all the wealth and riches will keep it to themselves, will give little bits there, here and there, but they won't give it up. They won't share it out. A world we were given freely, that could home every single one of us in luxury, is given to the few, while the many suffer. How many hundreds of years has that occurred? Why won't it change? Why can't it change? No one will hear our little voices. We'll just be discarded. Even if those voices continue, even if they shout from the tops of their lungs, they'll still be discarded, they'll still be laughed at and put aside. Who's going to be the one to make this change so that everyone can live in peace, without war, without famine, without disease, without hardships? I know. You listen and you think how foolish I am, that this is impossible, but nothing is impossible. The very system that we're in is impossible, but it happens. We make it happen. We have the choice. We have the freedom. We're not shackled by anyone. We're shackled by ourselves, by man. We could give everyone a home. We could give everyone food, everyone medicine. We don't need a paltry price or money to do that. And if your way is to look away, is to say that this can't be done, it's impossible, it's utopia, then you're using the system to hide the truth. The truth that we're free to do whatever we choose. So the next day you wake up and you think of all this. What choice will you make?